Hello, welcome to this video. This video, we're going to do a couple things, right? We're going to get some more things caught up. And we're looking at these security missions, right? Security level 2. We know they don't give too much money, right? Maybe the loyalty points is worth something. But they're not going to give too much. They're going to give faction status. I think that's it. These level 1 missions. There's other ways to make money in the game. There's other ways that I'm sure we could try to explore other ways to make money. I know that mining's an easy one, except that we can't mine because mining crash. But then we see someone talking here said that they were in the venture. They're making like a 20 million in like 20 minutes or something like that. 20 million in 15 minutes, something like that. Maybe we need to figure out about gas mining or something. Maybe we should be gas mining. We haven't mined at all of this account yet, right? We haven't mined. But something we were looking at was the scales, the drones. We were looking for salvage drones, right? Salvage drone operation. Let's view market details for the salvage drone operation skill book and see how much it is, right? So over at Jeddah, it's held for cheaper than the actual places. So maybe let's just go over here. There was a few things we were going to do anyways. So we just set our destination to Jeddah, the main trade hub, and then we head over there. We got all of our industry jobs going, right? Last episode, or last video, was pretty much just us showing us going and picking up all the different blueprints for all the characters. Then we got 12 science jobs on the go. So we got 12 blueprints researching at the moment. Since we have 12 blueprints researching at the moment, that's going to help us with industry in the future, if we ever decide to do anything with them. And then we have to figure out about combat, right? We have to figure out some way to make money. We know those incursions, or one of those escalations. You just go find combat sites, right? Just do this scan, probe scanner. They just find combat sites. Let's make this floating. You would find combat sites. You don't even have to scan down the combat sites. Then sometimes they turn into escalations. But then we were watching that other money making video. He said, I don't know if it was he said it wrong. He said he was making like 200 million per hour running level 4 missions. I don't know how that makes sense. I don't know how he could possibly make like 400 million per hour, 200 million or 400 million, something like that. 200 million or 400 million per hour running missions. I don't think that's possible. I think you meant like 20 million to 40 million or something. Or maybe if you get like a super sick ship like him, maybe for flying a ship worth like 1.3 billion, maybe missions actually go by so quick, right? I guess if you destroy each ship, like those big ships are worth like 1 million or 2 million bounty in the level 4 missions. Huh. We got a lot to figure out, right? So we just have to wait until we dock up at the station. Wanted to buy that skill book. And there's a whole bunch of other things we wanted to do. I think we wanted to redeem the Plex. I think we just wanted to redeem the Plex. We gotta wait for the station to load. There it is. Is there any sound? Why is there never any? It always sounds like there's no sound in the game. Well, I guess we got the sound. We got the sound down here on the what was it? This thing on OBS, the game sounds a little bit, so you can hear our talking over the game sound. There you go. Now there's some game music. So there's some game music playing. I don't know if it's really game music, but so now that we're at the Jeddah train station, let's get that drone skill book. So what we wanted to do was get salvage drone operation. So I think this is just a member skill. So if it shows the red book, this means that we haven't learned the skill yet. So that means we have to buy it. And sorted by cheapest, it looks like we could buy it in Jeddah for 380,000. And we got 1.6 million. So we just have 1.6 million on this character. That's it. But our all characters have over 20 million on them. So if we bought the skill book, go to the inventory, eject the skill, eject it, and then we have that skill learned. We just have to trade the skill, right? So it's just, we'll finish off Galactic Cruiser. It's just got 5 minutes on it. We throw Salvage Drone Operation here, which allows us to use salvage drones. And this would just be a members thing, which I don't think we should be worrying about if it's a free-to-play or members at this point on this series anyways. So 2% increased salvage chance per level. So I think you might want to get this up, right? We could right-click Salvage Drone Operation, see what it's required for, see if it unlocks anything else, right? Drunk Salvage Drone, Dunk Salvage Drone. So we get the Tech 2 Salvage Drones as well, right? This is just going to take 25 days. But I think it's Drones 5. This doesn't require Drones 5. Maybe a Salvage Drone Operation requires Drones 5. Drones 4. Drones 4, that's it. So we need to get a Salvage Drone Operation 5, which will take almost 1 month. And Salvaging 4. So far to get Tech 2 drones, I don't know if it's worth trading at this point. 2% chance. So I think just having this ability, right? Salvage Drone Operation 1 would unlock the ability to get these drones. So just view market details. And then if we're out doing any combat or anything, this would just allow them to salvage everything. So instead of picking up these salvage things, right? If you were to salvage them normally, if you're a salvage, you probably even have some. You probably have some. Normally when you're going out to salvage enemies, right? In the missions or anything, the career missions they teach you, so I think. So let's just click this do not ask again. This module is in a group and proceeding will clear the group. Are you sure you want to do that? Of course, because we dragged it off, right? We don't want those in a group anymore. We want to replace it. Normally, you'd have to have a salvagers equipped, right? They take a high slot. You can have more salvagers if you want. I think we made that like destroyer fit, right? The Comrade has a lot of salvaging slots. So you can just put a salvager up here, and then you go within 5,000 meters of the ship, and then you salvage it, and then you get some loot from the wreck, maybe. But instead of doing that, we could just get the salvage drones, and then the salvage drones go out and salvage it for us. Instead, we don't even have to go and salvage it. They do everything for us. So we got the dual 150s. I believe that's what was up here, right? So we got those back on. Get some ammunition, right? Iridium charge. Small, except that this thing uses medium, right? Iridium antimatter, you're fully loaded again. Got everything equipped. So these salvage drones, right? We could buy 5 of them. That's right, we got drones 5, so we can pilot 5 of them. So I guess drones 5 is a good skill to get, because then you can pilot 5 salvage drones. So we're just going to be setting them out after the mission is done. Pretty much after the mission is done, after we destroy all these ships, we bring our combat drones back. We send these salvage drones out, and then they go and salvage everything on the field. Well, we might go around and loot everything with this micro warp drive. Because compared to our old ships, this thing actually goes faster than them. Even though we did have a micro warp drive on our old ships, we just had the afterburner, that was it. So that's all we have to compare it to. So we did buy these salvage drones. We just dragged them into here. And we could maybe buy more just in case we lose them or something, right? Let's just go here. Maybe buy another 3. I don't think we need too much. Cost like 100,000 for that. So let's just drag them in here. This thing has a pretty big drone hangar. I wonder if we should just get the cruiser or something, right? Battlecruiser. Something we said, right? We subscribed to members. We got that one combat package. Gives you 1 month membership plus 100 Plex. Which if we just keep this Plex over here, it's not doing anything for us. Something we could do is sell it, right? Sell Plus for ISK. Except that we want to actually check the market. So if we click on the regional market, this Plex that we got, we can actually sell it, and this could give us in-game money. So I guess we've kept it up there long enough. We've kept the Plex out there. We got money out here. We got like 40 million altogether on our alt characters, so we could just bail money out here if we want. But instead of doing that, let's just redeem this Plex, right? So we can sell it for $28.98. So we can sell it over time. We can sell it over time, right? Could we sell Plex? Let's just see what it says if we sell it. So I think it makes more sense if we sell it instantly. I think we get more money. So let's go like 2898000 3 months. So if we were to sell this over 3 months, if somebody was going to buy it from us, we would get 275 million. If we were to sell it instantly, we'd get 275 million. If we were to sell instantly, we get 275 million. So the sales tax deducted from the total amounts once the sale goes through. So there's a sale tax, just not the broker's fee tax. So we could get ourselves a little bit more money if we trade our skill up, right? I think we should do that. We still have some skill points here. So I think if we go to the trade skill tree, look at broker relations. Costs were associated with setting up a market order on player station. So basically 0.3% less tax when selling items. So we can throw this up here too. We still have like skill points, right? We still have skill points, so we can even use it if we want. 3, 4, 5, 6. Not sure how high we should go, but if we do that, it actually takes 1 day, 17 hours. So we can just trade it up to 3. That's just active buy orders. Allows you to do that. And should we just get a laboratory operation out of the way, baby? Laboratory operation. So we could spend our skill points. Then we could use all of these now. We can spend our skill points, use them now, then put skills back on here, and then figure out what we're doing after that. So I don't think we need these things too big, right? So it's like 1 day, 7 hours. So let's even just take this off too. So instantly, we could trade Salvage Drone 1, Broker Relations 3. This might get us some more money when selling this item, right? So around like 275 million. Laboratory operation, Galactic Cruiser. Let's just make sure it does, right? We'll just get broker relations, laboratory operation. We want to get that. Scientific networking. If we sell our Plex, we can afford it. So let's get these out of the way. Then find something to throw in the skill tree here. Find something. Medium hybrid shirt. Where is that one? Here it is. So we can trade these instantly. It would only cost 39,000 skill points. 38,691 skill points, that's it. Out of our 185,000. Then we can trade these instantly. And those are trade. And then as soon as you trade something, just throw something on the skill tree as soon as you can, just so you're trading something right away. Just so you don't waste any trading time, right? So there we go. Something's trading. Now our character's trading again. Now we can do other things. So now we have this research. We can actually use these salvage drones. And if we were to go sell the Plex, if we were to sell it immediately, now we get 276 billion, right? Did it change? Broker sales tax still 2.5%. Why is it still that? We got the scale, right? Scale. Trade. Broker's tax 0.3%. Setting up a market order. Wonder why that is. So we have to look into that, right? We have to look. Sell Plex for ISK. It still gives 2.5%. It still didn't change anything. What if we change it to 3 months? Maybe it's just this broker's fee got lowered, right? So that sales tax is probably always there. I think this did get lowered, right? 2.16. Maybe it was a bit higher. So I guess that's the thing that gets lowered. That's it. So selling immediately, we don't need that skill. So it's a good thing we tested it, right? It's a good thing we tested it first. That scale just releases this, right? 2.16. Let's just check, right? 2.16. I'm pretty sure that was it. It's just a 1 hour skill of trade. That's it. 2.16. So this is just a straight up reduction to that then, right? 2.16. So let's get this up to level 2. It just costs like 2,300 points. That's it. Then just throw something on the skill tree quick so we're actually trading something. Alright. So now 2.16. Now if we were to click sell it, 1.86, 2.16 down to 1.86. So that's what it does. So if you were to sell over time, over 3 months for what, 2898, 2898000, sell for that, now we'd get an extra 2 million out of it. So I guess that's what that does. It just lowers that broker's fee. I guess the sales tax 2.5% will always be there. This thing was lowered a little bit because of our standings with the Caldari. Then it was lowered a bit because of that skill. So I imagine it lowers by 1.5%. Then you can lower it by up to 1% by having standings with the action. So we've learned something then. So what we're going to do, we're just going to sell it immediately, right? We go down here, look at these sell offers, sort these sell offers by the best offer. It looks like it's around like a Perimeter Tranquility Trading Tower or Jeddah the Moon Caldari Assembly Plant. So if we were to go over to the Perimeter Tranquility Trading Tower, right, we would get a little bit more money for this. He's going to buy 900 of them. So you have to look at the minimum volume too, right? If they said a minimum volume, you have to sell at least like 500 of them. You won't be able to sell them. So this over at the right here is actually something we don't look at, right? Minimum, you have to he'll buy them for this much, but you have to sell them all 1,000 at once. You have to sell them all 1,000 at once. So that's something we don't look at. It's not too important at the moment. But let's just go over here. This would squeeze a little bit more money out of our Plex when we go to sell it. So just say we're going to sell it immediately. Like 275 billion. So we go in our ship here. We go in our ship. And go over there. So we have salvage drones now. Salvage drones are going to be so sick. We could just go do combat missions. Then the salvage drones, they can just salvage everything for us. So since we're getting a buddy, we should also upgrade to the other thing. The Battlecruiser, maybe? Since we got some money, we should upgrade to the Battlecruiser. So we just fly over here, right? Go to the perimeter. Once we get to perimeter, we can sell our Plex. Come back here, get a Battlecruiser, fit out a Battlecruiser. Because instead of just sitting there farming ISK, trying to be like, how can we make ISK? How do you do it? What's the good way to make it? Farming 20 mil an hour or 40 mil an hour, getting your ships and everything. Something that we learned right here, right? The offer, it doesn't show it because it's not our main character, I guess. But it would say buy 110 Plex for $5. So basically, $5, $5 is worth like 275 billion. Plus 10 Plex. So that'd be another, maybe like 300 billion. Pretty much like 300 billion in this game is worth $5. So instead of sitting there banging your head trying to figure out how do we farm ISK, especially with the mining, right? That's why we're avoiding mining. Mining doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you any standings with anybody. It doesn't give you any reputation. It doesn't give you loyalty points. It just gives you 2.4 million ISK per hour. That's it, mining Feldspar in the venture. With the other ship, it's a little bit more, but instead of sitting there mining, trying to make 300 million, we got the Plex, right? It was given to us in the deal. So now that we have that figured out, we can open up the wallet, go to the Plex, sell Plex for ISK immediately, and we should get some 275. We got an extra 100,000. That's it. So flying over here, we got an extra 100,000. That's all we got, just an extra 100,000 for making this trip. I guess an extra 100,000 is worth an extra 100,000. 2827, that's what he's asking for it immediately. Yeah, 275 billion. Alright. I don't even think it was 100,000. 75. It was less than that. Alright, so it didn't make any difference at all. We could sell that Jeddah like over there, or we could come to Perimeter if they're going to give us a little bit better deal. So you might as well just sell all 100 of it. You're about to sell 100 items. Please confirm. Yes, we'll just do that. This way we won't have to sit there and worry about how to get money. How to get money in the game. How to get money in the game. 275 billion. So now that we have this, all we have to do is go get a bigger ship, right? Go get the Battlecruiser. So let's just go back here, go to the JITA Caldera Assembly Plant. We just came here to get less than 100k. We just did this flight just to get less than 100k, that's it. Now we have to think about our skills too, right? So we look at the ship tree here. We look at Galante. We look at the cruiser, which we have, right? The Vexor costs 10 billion. So let's just put this in the floating, right? We got the cruiser, battle cruiser, the Brutix, I think. And then we get the battleship, right? Which is the Dominix. So I'm not sure if that ship's going to be good or anything. I don't think we're going to fly an expensive ship, right? Just because we have 275 billion, it doesn't mean that we have to spend it right away, right? Just because we have 275 billion doesn't mean we have to spend it right away. Although if something does come up that we should buy, right? We have the extra money. And if we lose this ship for some reason, we have some extra money. So let's come back when we dock up at the JITA station again. Alright, so now we can start looking at some ships, right? The battleship cost 278 million. 278 million just for the ship alone. And they just gave us 276 million, that's it. So we can't afford the battleship. We can't afford to fly the battleship yet. But we could afford to fly as a battle cruiser, right? So it costs 51,000 for this. No, 51 billion. Costs 51 billion. So this one like 275 billion. This one costs like 50 billion. So that's a bit more affordable. So let's just look at the Caldera tree. These are what we're used to looking at. So it'd be the equivalent of the Drake then. So I guess this would be like the Drake. We're just used to using Caldera, right? The cruiser, usually you'd use the Carousel. And the battle cruiser, you'd usually use the Drake. That's what we usually do. So I guess it goes kind of like that then, right? So the Thorax or the Vexor would kind of be like the same thing. And these would be kind of like the Drake then. Large hybrid turret. Alright, so that's kind of like this thing, right? The Nega, large hybrid turret, large hybrid turret. So that's kind of like the exact same thing as that then. So there's that. This one gives bonuses to drones. This one gives bonuses to medium hybrid turrets. So at the bottom, right? 25% bonus to medium hybrid turret optimal range. 25% bonus to medium turret optimal range. Then we just got to do something quick. And the other one, 12.5% bonus to drone micro warp drive. So it just makes it move faster. That's it. You can use a command burst module. So does this thing like help drones or something? Basic proficiency, projected beneficial effects to fleet mates. Increases command burst and mining forbit burst area of effect range by 7%. So does this do anything for drones? We're not 100% sure, right? Armor, ship equipment, armor command burst, mining forbit burst, shield burst, skirmish command burst, ammunition and charges. We never ever got this skill, right? Load with a variety of skirmish command to protect a field of beneficial nanites over fleet members, improving their hit and run capabilities. So does this affect drones? We don't know. Maybe it's just for fleet mates. Crabber's barrier. Maybe it's just for fleet mates. Maybe we're just looking at the drone micro warp drive, or we could get optimal range. I think this one holds less drones, right? Drone capacity 75, bandwidth 50. Drone capacity 200, drone bandwidth 100. So this thing holds more drones. And I think since we specialize, we might as well get this thing, right? The Bearded. So between the Bearded and the Brutix, this thing just increases hybrid turrets. Let's just go with the Bearded, right? This is the drone ship. So it does use turrets, right? And because it does specialize in turrets, we can use any turrets. So I think we'd want to be using medium turrets. So we get this one, fitting requirements. All we have to do is get the Galante Battlecruiser skill book, right? Right-click, view market details. So it's like 2.5 million if we go to the station. Or it's just 2.744 million, right? So it's just 244k, and we can buy it in the station. So I think we'll just buy it here. We get this skill book. We can learn it. So I don't think we're actually going to be flying this ship. So I don't know if there's any missions that we can use. Any like low level missions or anything. I don't think there's anything we can really fly it with yet. We have to unlock level 3 security missions at least. I think these are made for level 3 security missions. So if we go to Spaceship Command, we go to Galante Battlecruiser. Everything froze. Why did it freeze? Galante Battlecruiser, right? We just learned this skill. So we just throw a Galante Battlecruiser. This unlocks the Battlecruiser ships. And we could even throw up to level 3 or something. Then it would just give them a little bit more benefit. And it almost unlocks the battleship, which we can't fly yet, which we just need to get the spaceship command, right? So I wonder if we should do that. Unlock the battleship. I mean, we're not going to be able to fly it now, right? But if we're looking for something to throw out of the skill tree, we'll just get a Battlecruiser up to level 2 for now, right? We'll save our skill points. Won't spend too much on it. We just spend like 8,468 skill points. Then we can just throw Spaceship Command and Galante Battlecruiser up here. And we can just throw those up there. Those can trade for a bit then. That's just that medium weapon, right? Medium projectile turret. I wonder if we should do it first. We do it first, I guess. After the Battlecruiser. Battlecruiser actually does something for the drones. So there we go, we could do that. If we just add one to spend more skill points, how much is this? Just 98,000. That's it. Spend 98,000. We could learn that right now. But we'll just save it as we look over things, right? So now we have all the skills to pilot it, right? Yeah, we should have all the skills to pilot it. We just have to click on this to upgrade it, right? Update it. Now we can fly all the Battlecruisers. There we go. So we can fly this Mirrodin. We have one, right? No, we didn't buy it yet. So we just have to view market details. Look at this ship. So I wonder what the difference in the EHP is, right? Let's simulate this ship. We right click, simulate the Brutix. Defense 21,000. So it's also kind of based on that, right? 20,000. It's not too much more, it's just like 20,000, that's it. So this will show you all the different slots the ship can have. There's a lot of different things you can put on this ship. Same with this ship, right? A lot of different things you put on this ship. So I think we want to focus on drones. We'll get the one that increases drones. So view market details of the Mirrodin. Sort by price. We can buy one for just under 50 million. Just under 50 million, and then we could pilot this ship. So now we got a Battlecruiser. We're used to using the Drake, right? The Galante Battlecruiser Drake we're used to using, so we're not sure how this is going to work out. Ship fitting. I think this thing moves slower as well, right? So I have to figure out how to fit out this ship. I think if we just start with the basic things, right? Let's go with the Holland armor. I wonder if we even have anything in the inventory to just throw on, right? Do we have a damage control? No, we don't. We should also look at that, right? If we want to get better damage controls, right? Damage control 2, the requirements. We just throw out by the skill tree. We've seen hull upgrades for 1 day, 17 hours. So we can also do this. We can also buy some implants to speed up trading. I think we can even just drag it from here, right? We don't even have to do that. Hull upgrades. Just want to get a hull upgrades 4 to get some Tech 2 armor modules, right? Damage control, Tech 2 thermal coating, Tech 2 200mm plates. I think we need a bigger than 200mm plates for this ship, though. So I guess we could trade to the Tech 2 damage controls at some point, right? That'll eventually train. So we could just buy a damage control 1 for now. Yeah, I'll just get the damage control 1. So it costs like less than 10,000, right? So what available here? 9,200. And we could just throw the damage control on the ship. And I think that's like the first thing. I think that's like one of the bested slots, right? Raises our defense up by 5,000, right? defense was 20,000, raises it by 5,000. So this module alone pretty much just increases the defense of our ship by 25% just by this one module. So I think we need those things, right? I think, do we need a medium or do we need a large? I think it's just a medium. This is just the Battlecruiser, right? Yeah, we can see large doesn't fit. Doesn't have enough power for it. So just buy a medium then. Large is too big. That'll give us lots of extra room to put more things on. So we can just buy a medium armor repair. It costs 84,000. Then throw that on the ship. Then we got our second item. We just have to figure out some more items over time, right? So you probably want something for like a drone, so there's something for weapons. So drone damage amplifier. So what do we need to get the Tech 2 one, right? Show information about the drone. Oh, we can actually use it. We could use it. Drone damage bonus by 20%. And the first one. Oh, we just have to click on the eye beside it. So we can increase damage by 15%, or this Tech 2 one increase damage by 20%. But then the price difference goes up, right? Tech 1, it just costs 52,000. That's it. Tech 1 just costs 52,000. But if we get the Tech 2 one, 1.4 billion. So it jumps up quite a bit. So I think we'll actually get this. 1.4 billion. That's probably actually not too much. 1.4 billion isn't too much. So we got the Tech 2 damage augmentation. Throw it on here. So it said that the requirements was what? Drones 4, weapon upgrades 4. So to use this drone damage amplifier 2, we already have a drones 4 trade. We have weapon upgrades 4 trade. Those are the 2 skills that we need to trade for it. So we got our first Tech 2 module. I think we can actually use a Tech 2 armor repairs, can't we? Holland armor repairs, medium Tech 2, right? Requirements. Oh no, we can't. So here's something we could trade into as well, right? We get the Tech 2 medium armor repair. So as we're sitting here fitting out our Battlecruiser, we can find new things to fit onto our ship, right? So we got the Mechanics 4. We're going to need this at some point. Mechanics 4, we're going to need Repair Systems 4 as well. So I think some of these unlock the small hull repair. Maybe we're looking for the small armor repair. So I wonder if we should, yeah, because if we just unlock the ship, we're not going to be able to do anything with the battleship, right? It costs $275 billion to pilot it. That's why Spaceship Command's at the bottom. Alright. So let's just get the requirements for this thing. Eventually, we'll be able to use the Tech 2 medium armor repair. So we got that unlocked. This one gives a small armor repair, Tech 2. Once we get to level 3 of that skill. Mechanics 4 just... Do we need this thing at the bottom? What is Mechanics 4 supposed to unlock? Here we go. Medium armor repair. Oh, it's needed for medium armor repair. Okay. So what do you need for small armor repair? Nothing? This is just to get the medium armor repair. That's it, right? Repair system. Look at requirements. Repair systems for Mechanics 4. So the only reason to get Mechanics 4 is just to get the repair systems 4, just to get the Tech 2 armor. But before we get that, we could get the Tech 1 small armor, Tech 2 small armor repair. Just for getting repair systems level 3, that's it. So we get that in like 4 hours if we just threw this up there, right? Hull upgrades 4, this unlocks these things. So we can like drag this on the bottom, because it's going to be the most expensive skill. Besides this one for the battleship that we can't even afford yet. And that's just to make the hybrid turrets do a bit more damage. Add to eventually unlock large hybrid turrets. So let's put that there. Go out to Battlecruiser 3, that's going to take like 21 hours. I wonder if we should wait, because we can't even do anything for this. Pretty much Galante Battlecruiser Spaceship Command goes at the bottom, and then we just throw these at the top. They'll eventually unlock some extra modules for us. Alright, so we got that figured out. So we can't even use these modules for at least 2 days. Can't use them for at least 2 days. So we got that. We can't upgrade that yet. We're trading the skills to upgrade those to Tech 2 at some point. And then let's just check the... Do we track a computer or something? Maybe we even need 2 of these, right? Which reminds us that we need drones as well. So we can just go to our inventory of our other drone ship. Although we'd have to actually go to the drone bay. We'd have to actually figure out what ship it is. Go to the drone bay. It was in the Vexer, right? Drone bay. View market details. We're gonna have to buy some Tech 2 goblins. So maybe we just buy like 10 or something. 10 for 3 million. And then we need the repair salvage drones. We need the salvage drones. So let's just buy like 20 of them just so we don't have to keep... Or we just buy 10 of them. We'll just buy 10 of them. We'll just buy 10 salvage drones. 10 Tech 2 light combat drones. So we have those. Throw those inside the Mirrodin. Where the drones are. We still have to organize our inventory, right? So Tech 2 drones fitted there. Repair drones, or salvage drones fitted there. Tech 2 drones, salvage drones. 10 of each of them. That'd be alright for now. I think we really do just need like 5 salvage drones, that's it. So let's just look at some low slots, turrets, and armor launchers. I think we need shields, right? If we go to armor, so you have 3 slots. We have room for both of them. We're going to go with a Holland armor. We're going to go with a armor plates, right? So we're just going to see what kind of armor plates fits on it. Let's see if a 800 fits on it, right? You drag it. Looks like a 800 probably does. 800 would fit on it. The next one's like 1600. Oh, we don't have to drag, we just have to hover. So even this would fit. Even this 1600 would fit. So maybe do with that. In order to get the Tech 2 one. What do we need to get the Tech 2 one? Let's check that out. Oh, here it is. Information requirements. So you need a hull upgrades level 5. And this is just to get this for the big ship. I don't think this ship is supposed to actually use this. 1600. We're supposed to use the 800 millimeter. Alright. So we figured that out, right? We just use the 800 millimeter plates. Looks like that's what fits on this thing. To use the Tech 2 of this, we also need hull upgrades 5. Alright. So it's just view market details. We're going to have to buy one of these ones. Buy an 800 millimeter plate. We'll throw it on. So we still need room for weapons and everything. Let's just go here. Go with the skill tree. Go to steel plates. There you go. Hull upgrades 5. So you know that we're going to want hull upgrades 5 eventually. We're going to want hull upgrades 5 to get these rest of the Tech 2 armor modules. So what does it say? 400, 800, and 1600? So I guess we already have the Tech 2 100 and 200s. When we're fitting out the smaller ships, we might have more Tech 2 modules already unlocked for them. So that adds that to the tree. And then if we bought it, we could throw it on. I don't think we bought it though. No, we should have bought it, right? Should have bought it. We really have to organize this. Maybe let's do that too. Before we go any further, there's the 800 plates right there. Throw those on. So we'll just get the damage out of the way. So we have drone damage. Let's search for turrets and launchers. We'll get magnetic field stabilizers. This one's for hybrid turrets. Yeah, magnetic field stabilizers. So what does the Tech 2 one require? Requirements, we have all the requirements to use Tech 2. Alright, so if you have the Tech 2, might as well use it. So this one just gives what? 8% fire, 7% damage. So it's like 7% damage, 8% fire. This one does like 10% damage, 10.5% rate of fire. So I guess it is quite a bit difference, right? 7, 8, 10, 10.5. Difference like 71,000 versus 1.3 billion. So let's buy one of these things. Magnetic field stabilizer. This will increase the hybrid turret damage of the ship. And if we get Tech 2, we might as well get it. Especially out this ship, because this ship's a bit more expensive too, right? So we'll just put this down here. We just have one spot for the shield hardeners or whatever we need. So now we still have these spots here, right? So do we want to just put a afterburner or a micro warp drive on it? Drone upgrades, drone navigation computer, maybe we'll put that. We just have to figure out the type of propulsion, right? Afterburners or micro warp drives. Micro warp drives let you travel faster, but they require more power up or CPU, right? Very good details. I think this is the one. 150 and 50. So that seems right. We won't be able to use as big of guns, but I think our movement speed will be better, right? Let's just check it out. I think it's the 10, right? I don't think it's the 100. Yeah, it's not the 100. So I guess the 10 MN is just for like cruisers and battle cruisers. The next one up is for battleships. So what does your movement speed is? 325, that's it. 325 with that? Movement speed's 325 with that. Here it's 856. So let's try that. Let's get the 50 MN micro warp drive. See if we get the Tech 2 one, right? Although it's like 7 billion, so I don't think we're going to want to get it. Requirements is a high-speed maneuvering 4, right? So let's just say eventually we might want to get the Tech 2 version of this for some ships. So this will just give us another idea of something to trade. High-speed maneuvering, 5% reduced micro warp drive capacitor usage per level. So we can even throw this somewhere up at the top, right? How long does it say it's going to take to trade it? 3 hours. Alright. High-speed maneuvering out there. We have to eventually trade it. We'll just throw it on the bottom for now. That's 18 hours. Throw like all of it on the bottom. So we need that to get the Tech 2 module for that. That adds a few more skills out there. So let's view market details. By the Tech 1. It costs like 266,000, that's it. Then we can actually equip this. And we got our propulsion system on the ship. There's just so many other slots to fit, right? We know that we're going to need weapons. I think we're going to be using like the medium ones, right? I just don't know if we're using rail guns or blasters. Probably rail guns. I think rail guns are the last thing you fit. Weapons are the last thing you fit. Or maybe they're not. So these are the middle ones. 200 millimeter. Let's see if we can fit what happens if we put all of these on. Barely have any space, right? It's just because of the micro warp drive, that's it. These take up that much power? Those take up that much power? Most of the power is just in that. So we'll probably have to get these, right? 3, 4, 5. We don't have any power left for anything. Should at least get the middle ones. So we'll get 5. Should be able to get 5 of them. Throw 200 millimeter railguns out here. And then we can shoot things from a little bit farther away. So it's exit simulation. We found out to throw these on. We might even have to downgrade to the smallest gun. We might even have to downgrade to the smallest one if we can't fit. So just really charge medium, right? So we got a 34 kilometer range. 34 kilometer range is alright. So what goes with the medium slots, right? We got propulsion. And we don't need shields or anything. Tracking computers, drone upgrades. It's like the only thing we can put here. I think just the drone navigation computer, right? Could we use Tech 2? Requirements, drone navigation 5. So let's just say if we want to get Tech 2 version of this, we need to get a drone navigation 5. So we're going to want to trade this at some point, probably. Although it'll take a bit, right? 4 days, 20 hours. Unlocks Tech 2, that's it. Tech 1's alright. Just Tech 2's a bit better. It's also a whole lot more expensive, right? So you got one of these, 353,000 drone navigation computer. And it would be somewhere. It would be somewhere here. Drone navigation computer. Looks like that fits. There's not too much else, right? Just the tracking unit. I don't think they needed that too much. Drone navigation computer 2. Is that what we're looking at? Yeah. Requirements for this one's drone sharpshooting. So we want to get drone sharpshooting eventually. So if we want to like instantly trade something, we're gonna have to take all this off the skill tree though, right? Or do we actually spend all of our skill points, right? We actually figure out what we want to actually spend all of our skill points on and then trade it. Then we won't have to worry about it. But then if we want to trade into something instantly in the future, we'll lose that capability. Lose the capability. So I think the only thing we can get is the tracking computer. What's the requirements for Tech 2 trajectory analysis? So we need to even get a trajectory analysis up. We even need to get this skill up. Then let's just buy the tracking computer. We'll just buy the tracking computer. Oh, I already had one. Where is it? So there's a tracking computer right there. Then I don't think we need a... Oh, I think it increases optimal range and accuracy. I think it's because we need both of them, right? The tracking speeds and range. So increase the tracking speed and range. I guess we could use both of them. So then, do we just use a target painter? Use target painter or something? Or do we just go with this omnidirectional tracking? All it does is increase their optimal range and tracking of all drones. Improves the optimal range, fall off range, explosion radius, and explosion velocity. Doesn't seem like it does much except for missiles. Do our drones use missiles or something? I think these ones use lasers. Optimal range, fall off range, tracking. So that's like it. I don't even think it really does much. Maybe it does much, but what else is there, right? Engineering equipment, capacitor batteries. Maybe these do something. Sensor upgrades, sensor boosters. So you don't get a sensor jabbed. Analyzers, ship scanning. Shields. Do we just get shields? But these guys don't use shields. There's nothing that increases the damage. We don't use missiles or anything. We're having such a hard time finding this last item. Let's just get the sensor boosters, right? Sensor booster 2 requirements. Long range targeting. So let's just throw a long range targeting on the tree then. Then once these are all on, we're going to have to go through the tree and then throw some things at the top. Then figure everything out about that. So the sensor booster. This would just increase our targeting range or lock-on speed, and they would have be less likely to target jab us. So I got the sensor booster somewhere up here. There's the sensor booster. Alright. So now what can we put in these last two spots? There's like nothing we can put on the right hand side. Hull armor, it's just a hull repair. Would it make sense to put a hull repair on this thing? Would that make sense? Hull repair? I don't think I've ever used a hull repair though. Afterburst, micro drive, scanner equipment, shield. There's not too much. Remote tracking, drone upgrades. We can make them move a bit faster or something. That's about it. All we can do is make the drones move faster. Or get these batteries. Which I think these actually did quite a bit, right? I think we used them at some point. We don't remember which ones are the good ones. Don't know which ones are the good ones, but it makes your capacitator last a lot longer. Makes it last a lot longer. 120. That doesn't seem to do anything. It just saves 1 second. This just saves 1 second as well. It's because we're looking at the small ones. These are medium ones we want, right? Yeah, these ones look better. 40 saves a little bit of time. How much do these medium ones? Oh, these are the same thing. There's only that. That's it. Medium ones. So these would help our capacitor recharge a bit better, but we don't have the power grid for them now. Jeez. So what do we find? Cap boosters? Do we need to fill these with things? We don't have enough power grid for those. Nothing for those. So we're not sure what we're going to throw at that spot there. We're not sure what's going to go there. Let's just figure out this bottom spot then. We have to figure out one more thing, right? We can put a shield hardener to protect ourselves. I think that's something to put on. Where's the armor? Holland armor. Armor hardeners. Armor resistance coatings. So the thing is, we're not exactly sure which armor thing we want. Maybe the reactive one. Maybe that's it. Then it reacts and changes to the one you want. Reactive hardener. Advanced nanomembrane that reacts to armor layering damage. Shift in between resistance over time that is able to align defenses against. Module spreads 60% resistances over the 4 damage types starting at 15%. Only one of this module type can be fitted at a time. Prototype Inferno module. So you can only put one of these on. 50%, then it shifts. What does this one say? Explosive. Always says 40%. It's always active, or do we have to manually activate it? 52%. It raises it by quite a bit. Armor hardeners. So what's the point of these things then? These just raise it by a small, tiny amount. 17.3%. Is it because the fitting is lower? They don't require anything to fit? 24.6? Resistances. I think that's it. I think it's just these things. Unless these things require more to fit. These things do require a bit more to fit, but barely anything. Let's just look at this for an example. See what this is, right? 27%. Armor resistance hardeners. Let's go with this one then. We'll have one spot. 1.3 million. 1.3 million to buy this thing. So we did that. We bought the reactive shield hardener. I don't know if it's the right one to get. But it's the one that we got. Reactive armor shield hardener. So this thing just increases all of our resistances. Maybe we have to keep it active or something. So we got all that figured out. Got those figured out. We got weapons. DPS is 182. We got drones, 115 DPS. We still have to figure out something to put on here, right? Fallout bonus, optimal range, tracking speed. If we stack them, they do worse. So this thing just increases their movement speed, right? 25%. So I wonder if we just stack that item. So we're gonna have to stack one of them. Or we can put a shield on, right? Shield extenders. Medium. Does a medium fit? There's like nothing else to put on. We can almost fit a medium shield extender. We can actually almost fit that. So close to not fitting. So close to actually fitting on the ship. It's just a 2 power grid short, that's it. 2 power grid short. So it's between the tracking computer and the drones. Tracking computer or drone speed. I guess that would work, right? Tracking speed bonus, auto or edge. Then we just do one each of them. We just use a script in each of them. Tracking computer. Or we could increase the tracking of a drones, right? Let's just do that. I'll be increase the tracking of a drone so our drones can hit better. Wonder if we get the tech to, no, 6 days. So let's do that then. View market details. This is the one for the drones. So our weapons get a bit of a boost, and their weapons get a bit of a boost. Let's go to 36 kilometers with that. Without it, it's just 34 kilometers. So we could also use that script, right? Use the script. So I wonder where the other thing would be. It would be up here somewhere. Tracking speed. I think that's what we need. Tracking speed. Then where's the other one? Omnidirectional thing. Omnidirectional for the drones. Here it is. So we already had some of them. So this will improve our drones. So we don't need any optimal range, but this will give us a straight up 20% to tracking speed, which would allow us to hit ships easier. And same with this one, right? We see the tracking script. So we already had it in the inventory. Tracking a computer. Tracking script. Where do we find that thing? Tracking speed, right? Tracking speed script. And then they get their thing increased by 20%, right? Modified by track speed. It just doesn't show it in the hover for some reason. Tracking speed 20%, so it is 20%. Alright, so I think we have that. So these things, right? You just click here, go to your tracking, omnidirectional tracking unit. Or, I guess they fit in the same thing, the tracking computer. Go with the tracking computer, go with a used with, and they're used with 2 different types of charges. So this would give like your turrets increased optimal range, so you could shoot enemies from farther away, and increased tracking, so you could shoot enemies easier, or you could make it focus on just optimal range, or just make it focus on tracking speed. So we just made it focus on tracking speed so we can hit ships easier. And I guess this is alright then. We'll just put this here, just so it looks a bit neater, right? So we got this thing. We got the, wherever that thing, it might be at the very bottom. Omnidirectional tracking. We put the sensor booster here. We could even put a script in the sensor booster if we want, right? Here's the sensor booster. So we could put a script. But I think we needed both of them, right? That's why we did it. Targeting range, scan resolution, and sensor strength. So we increase our targeting range. Targeting range is 60. So I don't think we need targeting range, right? We don't need targeting range. Maybe we don't need scan resolution. Sensor strength. Scan resolution allows us to lock onto targets better. Plus sensor strength. Plus range. Seems like 75,000 is such a long targeting range. Our drones don't even have an extra increased control range on them. So we're gonna have to get a we're gonna have to get rigs on this ship too. We're gonna have to get rigs on it. Sensor booster one. So it's just focusing on a scan resolution bonus then, right? Show information used with scripts. Scan resolution script. View market details. Buy one of the scripts. And then all this would do is just allow us to lock onto enemies faster. So we can lock onto smaller ships faster. Plus 50% lock on speed. So we don't have the drone navigation computer at the top. So if we look at rigs, we're going to have to get some rigs to increase the control range of the drones. So go to rigs, go to drones. So this is like the final thing then, right? So we need control enhancer increased by 50,000. But we don't have enough CPU, so we're going to have to get another rig to raise our CPU again. So it's just by this thing, control range. Increases the drone control range by 15 kilometers. So it brings it up from 35 kilometers up to 50. And then just the electronics superiority rigs, right? Or is it engineering? Maybe it's engineering. Hover over these until our CPU goes up. Yeah. Medium processor clock and unit, right? Says buy one of these. 245,000, 250,000 about. 250,000 for that. And we still have one spot, right? So we can put like anything here. We can put something to do like helper armor, helper weapons, helper I don't think there was any like a damage thing for the drones, right? It was pretty much just like a control range, movement speed, tracking, nothing straight up rolled or damage or anything. Damage augmenter, speed, scope, prepare for mining drones, right? Durability enhancer, control range. Control range is the only one that we think we needed. So maybe we can get something to increase our like hybrid turret damage, or we could get something to increase our defense. So let's just get something to increase our damage, right? Medium hybrid weapons. That's gonna make our power grid go up, so we can't use it. And the DPS just increases it by like from 182 up to 188. So it wouldn't even make sense to get this DPS thing on it. Would it make sense to get the DPS on it? So it's, what else can we get? Something to increase the capacitor rate? Power grid. Increase the power grid, increase the capacitor recharge rate. But I don't think we're going to have any problems with that. So what's the last thing going to be then? Armor rigs? Lower our explosive defense up? Let's go with that for now. It's 1.5 million for this. 1.5 million for that rig. So not sure what this third rig is going to be then. Astronautics, drones, we have everything. Hybrid weapons. Doesn't seem too much of a reason to increase the damage of them. Scatter rigs, shield rigs, targeting rigs. Depletes at 110. We're not 100% sure. We're going to sit here, think about it maybe, right? The video's over an hour long. We're just sitting here looking at things, trying to figure it out. Let's sit here and think long and hard about this last one. Could increase the movement speed or something, but that would lower our overall defense and armor, right? It takes so long to align the ship. Ship has such a low align time. So it has to be something in armor probably, right? 1.3 billion. It's just these rigs are so expensive. These rigs are so expensive. Let's get that one. So it's going to cost 1.5 billion. I guess the ship costs 50 billion itself, right? Explosive armor. So we could leave this. We got all those, right? Drone control range. Normally it's 35 kilometers. Now it's 50 kilometers. And then we had 2 more, right? Processor unit. So this just brought our CPU up, right? We don't have enough CPU to use all of this, so we put this processor unit. Now we do have enough CPU. And then there's just that armor rig, right? So originally we have 19% explosive resistance. Now we throw this on. Now we have 44% explosive resistance. Plus we're going to fly this thing. This will give 15% resistances, plus it'll shift to up to 60%. So I guess that's alright. So all of our resistances are over 50%. So if all of our resistances are over 50%, that looks pretty good. And then our drones, we have everything fit on our ship. Everything fits. We have 12 CPU left over, 23 power grid left over. Everything works. 150 DPS for the drones, right? We got Hobgoblin Tech 2s. We got Salvage drones. And if there's anything we could do with the ship, actually, we'd be able to go do something with it. But I'm not sure what we're going to do in a Battlecruiser. So this ship costs 64.3 million. It's just everything we got then. Right? The Bearded, Drone Damage Amplifier 2, Medium Explosive Armor Reinforcer, Magnetic Field Stabilizer 2, Reactive Armor Hardener, Medium Drone Control Range Augmenter, 800mm steel plates, Drone Navigation Computer, the Hobgoblins, Warp Drive, the Railguns, 200mm Medium Processing Overclocking, the Medium Armor Repair Sensor Booster, Salvage Drones, Tracking Computers, Scan Resolution Scripts, Damage Controls, Tracking Speed Scripts, Omnidirectional Tracking Units, and the Iridium Charges. We should probably need antimatter charges as well, right? So let's just buy some ammunition for it, right? We have antimatter right here. So let's just get like 2,000 of each of them. 2,000 of each of them. Buy some iridium charges. So these things are amazing. So let's just buy 7,000 of them. It just costs 290,000. That's it. And then antimatter charges. So let's just buy what, like 4,000 of them. That costs 430,000. And then we just drag. Let's just put antimatter up here for now, right? Shooting range is still 20 kilometers, but our DPS. So our DPS was 230, right? Let's see what it was with the other ones. And it's 20 kilometers. So if we have iridium charges, iridium we could shoot from 34 kilometers away, and we do a 182 DPS. So something's like 34 kilometers away, we could do 182 DPS. 34 kilometers away, 182 DPS. Or something's closer, more around like 20 kilometers away, we could do 230. So that's like an extra 50 DPS. Is that an extra 50? 50 DPS. Let's double check that quick, right? So our DPS is 182. So it literally does increase our DPS by 50. Alright, 230 DPS. So that's it. So let's go to antimatter charges. Shift click into the Bearded. Let's go like 2,000. Let's shift click 2,000. Yeah, 'cause these things take up a lot of space, right? 2,000 antimatter, 2,000 iridium. I think we're mostly going to be using iridium because I think mostly they'll be far away. So there we go. What's this mobile track unit? We won't worry about that, right? So we set up the Mirrodin. We got the Mirrodin set up. We'll probably at this. This has been a whole bunch of things, I think. I think we mostly just bought this Mirrodin and just spent forever fitting it out. But there's the Mirrodin fitting that we came out with. So I think that would actually work pretty good once you actually can go out and pilot it. That's alright.